Hello all. Happy solar eclipse and new moon. Or in the aftermath of the solar eclipse and new moon by the time this video posts. Currently though, we are in kind of the heart of the solar eclipse. And honestly, I was not planning to film today. I wanted to take some rest. I actually took a kind of purification, kind of cleansing bath with Peruvian bath salts during the kind of midpoint of the eclipse, and felt very kind of cleansed and refreshed, and was like, great, I'm just gonna, plan to maybe do something tomorrow. But as I've been sharing, when messaging comes through, it's impatient. And so, yeah, this is gonna be kind of like really kind of winging it, right? So, to kind of ground the intention and potential process, this is a moon theme experience, if you will. And I have a few different options out here. So I know I wanted to kind of use the Moonology Oracle cards, right? For, obvious reasons. But then we also have the, again, these cute, I like cute, moon magic, the deep moon messages. I haven't used these yet. And so really, really excited to get a sense of what's going to come through, especially in this time frame, right? And then, I don't know how many are familiar with the tea leaves. They're pretty common from what I've observed. They're little rascals. They always want to come out to play, and so I was like, how am I going to work these in? I don't know if I'm going to work them in, but they're here. So they're like, we want to play too. So okay. So I'm just letting them, be there, perhaps when the time, is open for them. If it opens for them, we'll see where that goes. But to kind of, give myself a false sense of control, I also grabbed these landscape tarot, the landscape this tarot deck by Francesca Mattioni, and illustrations by Yoshimari. Again, not traditional, but beautiful, but also not planning to use as tarot. More so, the images can maybe like evoke more sort of oracly sort of offerings today. Okay, and I'm going to try to not go as long as I went in yesterday's reading. But again, that was a very special process. And actually, the friend that I did the reading for, she and I actually ended up watching it together. And it was the best. It was the best experience for her and I to. We watched it. We would pause it. We would find some additional sort of information. She really just ran with it, and it was really just a lovely kind of just thing to do with my friend. Anyway, and yeah, and she absolutely consented to allowing me to post that. So again, appreciating to have someone specific to focus the energies on, because part of what I'll touch on, since it's kind of moon themed, is you can't talk about the moon without talking about the stars, and can't talk about the stars without getting into the role of astrology and zodiacs, specifically in tarot. And again, I'm inching my way towards this idea of, you know, okay, perhaps I'll try to do like a zodiac specific spread with tarot, because it seems to make sense now. It sort of contains somewhat of a focus, but still feels fairly daunting. And at the same time, I'm you know I'm still, you know, perhaps, you know, in a process of acceptance with, I guess what we could call like psychic abilities. And we'll just come out and say it, right? Like I said before in my intro video, I've always been highly intuitive, but since, you know, my whatever, you know, intro to channeling, right? I've now been just trying to make sense of, you know, oh, there is definitely, you know, some clairvoyance, some clairsentience, and definitely claircognizant, and how those are sort of, you know, helping me through like the usage of oracle and tarot is what I'm, you know, again, this is, you know, this is my research. I'm, you know, formally perhaps, you know, or no, I'm still a very rational, I'm still a very rational individual. And at the same time, you know, this is perhaps my attempt at like, you know, this is my research. This is how I'm procuring evidence, to just sort of like, you know, like justify like, yeah. And I'm at the same time like getting woken up at 3 a.m. to, you know, write song lyrics. And I know nothing about music. I know nothing about, you know, that. And just, you know, just sharing that as like this extremely like obvious like experience or energy or whatever, download, whatever we want to call it, that just is like, okay, you want this to be something you're absolutely like not ever going to be able to do on your own, and there you go, right? Write a song, write a song with a melody, a really bad song, but yeah. Anyway, okay, so here I go. I'll go on and on and on. That was sort of the other thing I'm realizing is that when I'm either in flow or channeling, especially as soon as I turn on the video camera, I'm amped up, and I have to talk really fast. And once the energy's coming through, it's like there's not enough time. So the urgency again is something I'm succumbing to. Of course I have choice, and of course again, I get so much out of this, but at the same time, it is, you know, it's like having a new roommate. You know, it's like, okay, you know, don't use my toothbrush, and don't eat my last, you know, yogurt or whatever, right? But they're like, I'm hungry, I want your yogurt, and I don't have a toothbrush, I'm gonna use your toothbrush. Okay. Whew, okay. I'm trying to just get to the readings. Oh, that's the other thing. My good friend that I did the reading for yesterday, she's also very highly spiritual, and you know, psychically gifted herself, and we have loads of fun now, just sort of sharing, you know, like you know, our experiences. But she said I was an oracle, and I'm like, you know, okay. And then I had to look up like, well, what's an oracle? And at the very least, you know, an oracle is person, entity, thing, right? Whatever, that can kind of transmute a message or guidance. And as this channel is unfolding, Again, like I said, this is sort of becoming its own thing. I'm starting to call it like, a process channel versus a like, traditional like reading channel. But within that process, I'm delivering hopefully the message, right? But also within the intention of guidance and support. And so that's why I'm doing a reading today or a process today, because again, whatever is needed, I'm meant to help at least, give some of that out back into the universe. Ooh, okay, so without further ado, already talked about what we're using, so let me take the boxes away. Oh, geez, I have now been able to add live links into my previous videos to the providers or the creators of the predominantly the indie decks. So if you saw anything you liked, you can now go and directly to a live link and go to their are they all Etsy sites right now? I think so. And I'm not sure. I'm still deciding if I'm putting in the links for the more sort of they say like mass market, or there's some stuff's come from like Amazon, right? Okay. And again, like I said, at the end of the day, this is just paper, but depending on what we're kind of drawn to, it can come from so many various sources. But for my values, right, I really want to emphasize supporting and giving credit to the more sort of unique offerings, because they're kind of hard to find. So speaking of, I've got more sort of, for lack of better phrasing, obscure, but kind of for me, kind of decks, oracles, tarot offerings coming through as well. Like the postal system's doing a great job. It's just this energy is like, we need it now. I'm like, no, we don't. I can only do so much at one time. So with that said, okay, let's go ahead and, oh, by the way, this is sunstone. I did not write down the definitions for the stones. I just wanted to get in and get to it, right? But yeah, sunstone, right? And then here's a lovely preonite. The fact that I found these in moon shapes, I was like, woo, yeah, right? Here we go, sorry. Preonite. Okay, enough of that, sorry. I spend all day doing that. I need to... time management in this process is an interesting concept, right? Okay, this is ocean jasper. Okay, pretty, okay. And this is, I think, gold, like healer stone. Anyway, they're always hanging out with us. They're always over here on the side. So now I'm gonna go ahead, scoot these guys over here, these guys over here, and start with the Moonology, okay? Here we go. Okay, all right. And there we go. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Astrology, zodiacs. Well, I have a basic knowledge of, star signs, if you will, especially my own, right? But, again, before shifting into this energy, it was always this thing on the outside, right? And that's kind of with like many of these sort of, you know, divinity offerings, right? Whether it's a tarot reading, oracle reading, or an oracle who is channeling. By the way, they're very hard to find on, especially on YouTube. But with this, I guess, GIF, if you will, you can actually identify them now, or I can identify them now. And it's wild because it's like, whoa, right? Again, it's that like, oh, there are a lot of people with psychic abilities, and more so, you know, everyone has the potential to develop psychic abilities. It just depends on what you're, you know, practicing to hone your intuition. And so, yeah, I think, you know, we live in, you know, a society that does not value or promote that as part of you know, our strengths. And so then when you know, you are actually connected into that ability, it is so hard to ignore. Don't get me started on like synchronicities and the angel number thing. This is where my, like, you know, scientific rational you know, part of my brain is like, therefore any number can be an angel number. Maybe perhaps every number is an angel number, but it is that, like, you know, synchronicity, and then to have like the, you know, the foundational understanding of the angel number to, you know, interpret it. Okay, anyway, what was my point? My point is, we got Moonology here. Moonology rocks. Moonology, for those that, you know, do or do not, like, you know, do oracles or tarot, right? Moonology are excellent for timestamps. I am not doing that today because technically that would require like a large ass spread, and I would use like Moonology for timestamping. So but you know, I'm not in control of today's process. I don't know what's coming at us, so let me just you know, zip it. Okay, let's see, let's go. Solar eclipse, new moon. What's going on? Whoa. Solar eclipse, new moon. What's going on? Oh, and I also saw a few videos on how to shuffle cards. You know, I don't know. Whoa. See? Because if I try to get all fancy with the cards, then again, that part of my brain that needs evidence will just justify that, you know, I made that happen. Whereas, you know, when we just work with the energy, you feel it. You feel them coming out. You feel them saying whatever, you know, they need to say. Oh, nice. Ooh. Okay. Let's make a little more room. Let's get you guys over there. Okay. And you're good. Well, let me keep it like this. Again, not planned, right? So remember, in a universal process, this is just as much for me as it is for you. And is that being a little greedy? No. We're in unity. So there's enough for all of us, okay? So what do we have here? Confidence is your key to success. Well, it takes confidence to turn on this camera each time. I swear I'm a nervous wreck right before, but once it's on, we're in flow, and it's okay then, right? Um, Confidence is key. And I love when these cards also, like this new moon, okay? So we're getting some, yeah, we're getting something, okay? Um, oh, oh no. Oh no. Okay. Everything I just said, yes, is true. And because some of this is for me, I also have to be ready to receive it. So the energy is gaining momentum. Well, just again, objectively, that is sort of what we were expecting from the phenomenon of, the solar eclipse along with the new moon, within conjunction of the last lunar eclipse with the full moon, like really special window of celestial insanity, right? Um, but yeah, the energy is gaining momentum. And again, remember, you also have the ability to increase your own momentum, your own energy. Um, so whether something is flowing through you or whether you are cultivating a keen sense of, again, discernment is key, right? Like what is and what is not, right? Because you have to stay grounded in order to accept the impossible, right? The unknown, the undefinable, because it goes beyond words. That's why this sensation in the body, right? It bypasses logic, and you cannot ignore that oh, something is rising up, something is awakening, something is again clearing out the oppressive cobwebs of conditioning, whether from your upbringing or from culture or from survival mechanisms, right? Ooh, okay. Oh, oh, oh. So I have a new sensation because I've talked about the vibration in my body, the goosebumps. I'm heart bump, like a goosebump in the heart. What is that? This is show the world the real you. So again, right? There's only one you. And regardless of what society, social media, peer pressure, whatever, it's trying to convince you, within comparison or just, oh, there's so much. I could spend all this time talking about it. I will not, right? Show the world the real you. Okay, we all have something to offer. We all have the ability to, whether it's developing gifts or whether it's just providing a different perspective from your own unique experience. Don't underestimate that you may be able to see things others can't. Sometimes we get so just caught up in what others think, judgment, criticism. So people are afraid to say what they really want to say or what they need to say. And so, think about how it feels when you can just be yourself. Think about how it feels when you just be authentic, right? It feels really good. I almost swore. Stop myself. It feels really, really good. And when we walk in the world feeling that way, like nothing can, it's like nothing can get to us. Nothing can get to us. Um, okay. Let's move on, okay? in the heart of this, in the heart of this spread, a new start is coming, and it is here. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. And the colors too, I'm picking up on, right? I think that's part of like the, oh, is it the clairsentience? You know, is it clairvoyance? Something about being able to pick up on color, pattern, visuals, messages. Clairvoyance is really more like you're going to get like imagery in your mind as well. And I get that sometimes, but not like, woo, like that much. Clairsentience is like clear feeling, right? So it's like the colors, the images give me like different feelings. And that is a really like just amazing way to take in information, right? Clear knowing, right? Clear cognizant. Honestly, that may show up more in my my other role, right? Versus what I'm doing here. Because I think clear cognizant, like clear knowing, it's just knowing without a thought process. And when you experience that, you realize like there's absent of a thought process to the knowing. Therefore, I think it may clash with the channeling. So I'm still, I'm still figuring that out. I'm just trying to like, maybe I'm overanalyzing too much. I don't know, but I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, sorry. A new start is coming. Okay? And like with tarot, like the wheel is turning, right? The past is the past. All we have is now. The future is not guaranteed. Do not live in the assumption that there is not more you can do or you cannot change. You always have choice. You always have choice, okay? And, okay, your commitment is being tested. Wah, wah. Okay, first quarter moon. Interesting. First quarter moon. This is when I would go to my computer and look this up, but, well, this is like a computer here. Okay, so we have first quarter moon. Oh, okay, so towards the end of October. That's right. What's the next month? Sure. Towards the end of October. No. Sorry. So that's the other thing. I'm really bad at math. This is a little bit of mathy thinking, right? Because this would be the beginning of the month. This would be more the end of the month. No, because we're in the middle of this month. Sorry, I just got this totally wrong. I botched it. Okay, never mind. Anyway, if you know your moon cycles, right? First quarter, okay? It's letting me know I also probably need to get a little clearer on that as well, right? Because it does help with aligning all the additional information. It's hard to talk about moon cycles, celestial kind of events without then also having to acknowledge the astrology and zodiac signs specifically. So yeah, that's the learning curve, right? That's the learning curve. So we'll just wait and see, right? But it's coming. Your commitment is being tested. Okay, all right. Well, commitment is being is this about faith, right? Is this about trusting the process? Is this about what I'm talking about. Oh, maybe this is, maybe, you know, at some point I'll just have to let go of the need for evidence. Because how is this not evidence enough, right? Like, for real. Um, okay, I'm gonna take that in. I'm going to now I want to use the moon magic and see if they, you know, have a relationship here, or if there's something more to add into what Moonology just gave us, okay? All right, moon magic, so cute. Okay, but also, oop, they go this way. Oh, there's always some sort of label card, is it? I don't know. Oh, okay, here we go. Again, just open these. I've never shuffled these. So, how does one? You know, I'm just going straight with this. No, I'm not. This is not mixed up enough, is it? Does it matter? Indecisiveness. Guess what my sign is? Guess what my sign is? Indecisive. Okay. What I will share is I'm planning to put my sign in the title, but my moon sign, right, is Libra. So I do, you know, really love things that are fair and balanced, just not too excessive, not too much. Oh, it's a rabbit. Okay. Don't eat the rabbit, lion. Okay. Let's see, what else are we gonna get here? These are okay. These cards are telling me to focus. They're like, quit talking, quit yapping. Okay, another clue to my sign. Okay. I'm not gonna look at that just yet. Oh. Okay. A little more, please. Okay. Nice. 2 more. I find if you talk nicely to the cards, sometimes they'll give you a break. Right? Okay. 2 more. Is that 2 more? That's 3 more. That's okay. This. All right. Okay. So we have confidence is key to your success. I choose to take a higher perspective and widen my views. Okay. Choose to take a higher perspective and widen my views. I mean, the only thing I'm kind of picking up is, you know, lions represent courage. It takes courage to choose to take a higher perspective and widen your views, right? Again, to sort of hold your vision, right? Hold your course of action. Stay on your path, right? But also, again, what we've been talking about, right? Widen my views, open up the you know, the ability to accept that there is more, right? That there is the impossible is impossible, right? But it's there, right? And it may not be static impossible. It may be the idea of impossible, which means for whatever reason, sometimes impossible becomes possible. And then we got to like rethink all our, kind of conditioning, right? Okay. Okay. Is that okay? Energy is gaining momentum, and I can guide and lead others wisely with love. Oh boy, 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 boy. Am I sharing my personal reading with you? It may be, because at least for me, wow. Yeah, because this energy is getting momentum, it is like this expansive, loving, compassionate capacity that just wants to just go beyond this screen, wants to go beyond just the physical, and find whoever it can, everyone actually. I'll be honest, the energy in this, it's for everyone. Everyone deserves it. Everyone deserves love. Everyone deserves love. Okay? And if we believe there's no limit to love, right? It's no longer impossible, right? Okay. Show the world the real you, and I accept renewal and delight in fresh starts. Well, yeah. I accept renewal and delight in fresh starts. Show the world the real you. Not clear. Not clear. I think once you're not afraid to be authentic, right? Once you're not afraid to show it is almost like a fresh start. It's like a reset. You're like, oh, I'm not needing to be as defensive or guarded, and therefore I'm now more open to new opportunities and new possibilities, and this word delight, right? Words like delight and joy and pleasure, and like those were not my words several months to several years ago. I would not say I was like a happy person. I was actually just, challenging the idea of happiness, right? Like what is happiness, right? What is there to be happy about when so many just painful things are happening in the world? How can anyone be happy, right? It was almost like a betrayal to the suffering. But again, when we give all our power to what's out of our control, and deny ourselves the experience of life, our own life, because what else can we do? We can do many things, right? But to be in the energy of helplessness, right? And how it just makes us small, right? Makes us small, makes us want to curl up in a little ball and just, be mad at everyone, or just leave me alone, hide under the covers, right? That fear, right? That despair. It's beyond fear, it's despair. So yeah, I think when we can be kind to one another, and we can be kind to ourselves, more importantly, we always have the ability to talk to ourselves differently. There's so much we can do for ourselves to make ourselves not just feel better, but feel important, feel special, right? Yeah, yeah, that's what I get out of that. Okay. Moving on to this, right? Okay, and I'm going to kind of take these two together since this is like, right, this is the new moon. She needs two cards, okay? New moon, okay? New start is coming. I seek balance and grounding, okay? Yeah. I seek balance and grounding. So again, the Libra in me, right? Balance, right? And it's not just like this kind of like scale balance, right? Like the balance within your system when you are grounded, like neurologically, when you are grounded, it opens up a sense of green light, right? A sense of thing. All coast is clear. I can freely move. I can freely dance, in the world without a care. It's as long as I know I'm standing strong, right? I then have the mobility, right? Not just the physical, but like the emotional, the mental, even the spiritual mobility to just kind of explore, right? And kind of just, yeah, just not stay stuck, but stay, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? Come on, hands. What you doing there, hands? Um, just stay open. That's what it is, right? Staying open and just ready to receive, right? Ready to receive whatever it is your truest, highest, self deserves. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I'm curious. Let's see. I'm gonna scoot this a little more. Scoot, scoot, scoot. Okay. Oh, with the new moon, a new start is coming, and I am curious about my true nature. I seek to understand myself. Well, I accept renewal and delights in fresh starts. There's nothing fresher than a new moon to wipe the slate clean and then to start seeking to understand yourself. Because remember, new moon is about releasing the things that no longer serve you, whether that is toxic connections, people trying to hold you down and not let you rise, whether it is old, played out, like negative, limiting, unfair narratives or self-beliefs, right? Stuff in the mind that just, it's outdated, right? It's like outdated software. It's time to like update it, right? Like a newer, fresher, version of how you want to think about yourself, believe of yourself. And I seek to understand myself. That's the thing, like our greatest superpower, our greatest ability isn't, better watch what I say here, but psychic abilities, they're cool, okay? Yeah, absolutely. But the real superpower is our own ability to understand ourselves from within, right? Our inner knowing, our inner awareness, our inner like sense of self. Like this is where we find most of the answers we really need, not out here in other people interpreting and telling us like what we're doing, right? I mean, for reference, sure, right? For reference, but everyone is a unique individual with unique strengths and barriers and blocks, and it's our job to, when we're ready, when we're willing, when it feels safe enough, right? To do that work, and to start like with baby steps, right? Start with baby steps and sort of ease yourself in, like a swimming pool, like start in the shallow end, get sort of acclimated to how cool the water is. And then you realize, oh, okay, this isn't so bad. I can tolerate, this cool water. I'm actually happy that I'm going to learn how to swim, if you will. Okay. That's some of the clairsentience, sure. The visual, the imagery, or clairvoyance. I don't know. I am not the expert. Okay. They all kind of do this, by the way. I don't know if it's one or the other. Okay. But yes, yes. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Sorry, we got one more. And ooh, I'm excited. I don't even know what this says underneath, but this is just these color contrasts. And then the moon with the aurora borealis with this, what it's like, hi, I'm in Alaska, hi, I'm in Africa. Like, what? Yes, please. Okay, let's see what this says. Oh, I accept and create more flow and pleasure in my life. Wow, this now is making sense for how my spreads usually come out when I'm practicing, when I'm doing things off camera. Before I started filming, let me clarify, because I'm trying to do as much on camera. But it tends to be where whatever is landing over here on my right side is kind of the, like, the time frame, right? So literally, right, we get like, we had the full moon earlier this month, and then we're having this new moon as we speak. Hello, right? And then we have what's happening after the new moon, right? Now that things have been let go, now that energies have shifted, now that, vibrations have, risen up a bit, right? Now that we've given ourselves like permission and self-forgiveness and compassion to just have a reset, have a fresh start, have a new lease on life, right? There's relief. There's this sense of like, oh, okay, I don't have to stay this way, or life doesn't have to stay this way. These things don't have to stay this way. I'm allowed to be comfortable in my own skin. I'm allowed to, I don't need to apologize for who I am, or what I want, or what I feel I deserve, or what I feel like I have earned. We don't need to explain ourselves to others. Doesn't mean we're being, selfish or cruel or cold. It just means that we value ourselves. And this is something we have not talked about, but, I accept and create more flow and pleasure in my life. There's a juxtaposed kind of dynamic relationship between this type of confidence, confidence, right? Along with boundaries, right? The stronger our boundaries are, the more clarity, the more discernment we have about who we are and what we deserve, right? Like, I am seeking to understand myself, right? The best way to understand yourself is to release the idea of yourself through others. Giving our power away to how others, think how we should be as well. A lot of times people need us to stay small, or to stay, what's the word I'm looking for? Convenient, available, right? To just be at their beck and call, right? Or to just in a broader, more social sense, to just stay quiet, right? To fear opinion, to fear radical thinking. I'm talking to you, YouTube. There's something really not okay with conditioning the next generation into first assessing their value based on whether others like them or don't like them. That's a weapon of oppression. That's a weapon of oppression. Okay. I'm now feeling drawn to go to this deck, okay? Because we need a little soothing. Well, this is all really positive. Maybe me. I need some soothing, okay? And this is soothing, right? I'm being in this energy with all, right? That is soothing. That soothes my soul. So let me go ahead. I also want to be mindful of the time. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I'm thinking maybe just... Oh, there's something else in here. Hold on. Ooh. Okay. Oh. That's not happening. Sorry. For whatever reason, there is a card in there from another tarot deck. And I had to make sure it wasn't meant to be the card. And it's not. So we're good. Let's see. Whoa. Okay. Okay, and then I will attempt. Oh no. Okay. All right. Wow. Come on, hands. Okay. Not bad. Okay. Show the world the real you. Okay. It's good to know what you're good at and what you're not good at, right? And again, it's not even that you're not good at it. I've just started doing this. I'm just new at this. Am I going to get better? I don't know. Do I need to get better? Probably not. You know, that's not what this is about. This is about making sure these messages come through. Okay. All right. They're telling me to hurry up. Quit talking. How can I message if I'm not talking? I don't know. Oh. Okay. Now they're telling me to focus. I get it. I'm not focused at all. Whew. Okay. Let's see. One card. A card. Some cards. That's fine. Whatever you want to give us. Let's see. Okay. For this spread, is there a message to support this spread? Oh. This one? Sure. Okay. I'm also kind of getting, you know, oh, I'm kind of cringy. And I'm getting, you know, like, it's okay. This is the intention. That's what I'm being told, is like, this is the intention. We're good. If we stopped here, we would be like great, right? We would be copacetic. Haven't used that word in a while. Am I procrastinating? Maybe I don't want to see what this card is. I don't know. We'll see. There we go. Okay, I just want that like that. Okay. Okay, here's the big reveal. Queen of Cups. Oh, can you guys see that? Oh my goodness. It is like, it's like underwater, but it's like a, kind of like a hurricane or tornado with the whale. Oh my goodness. There are translations, but I just kind of want to feel the vibe on this, okay? Everything we're talking about, right? We know how big whales are, right? Whales are the largest mammal on the planet, right? But in this image, how the whale is made to feel small and powerless. Even a whale can feel small and powerless. Even a whale knows how it feels to experience life feeling small and powerless. And it's going down like this, but the way out is this way, right? But negativity, fear, guilt, shame, despair, depression, grief, trauma, right? Can suck all of us down. Literally feels like you're going into a spiral, right? And if this is representing the mind, because all around it's calm, it's clear and it's calm, but you don't know that when you're in it. When you're in it, it's turbulent. It's frightening. It's dark. It's like the eclipse, right? It's dark. You can't see where you're going. You can't see the way out. And because it's Queen of Cups, right? All this water is emotion. It's our emotions that create this vortex. This I'm not going to say illusion because that's under, valuing the real pain that comes with experiencing this, even if it is just in our thoughts or beliefs or ideas, right? But over here, these colors, right? So similar to the colors, the majority of this spread. Okay. Whew. Yeah. It's never too late to have a fresh start. And the other thing I'm realizing is all of my videos are interconnected, right? The video I did on the, addressing the theme of fear, right? That also came up in that process, that spread. It was a sense of it's never too late. It's never too late. The illusion that there's nothing you can do, right? Or the or the reality, right? But still, it is still never too late. Especially if you can forgive yourself, you can start directing care and compassion towards yourself, and start like releasing the self-judgment, the self-criticism, the self kind of cage, that mental cage of feeling trapped and stuck, and that self-talk of like, you don't deserve it, like some people have really intense negative self-talk. And you wouldn't realize it until they shared it with you. Like some people literally say like, I hate myself. And when you hear someone say that, realizing that that's probably the worst thing you could say to another person. Why would you say that to yourself? Because that type of belief, right? You've got to really believe you are worth hating. What? Yeah, that's not fair. That's not fair. And that's not what you deserve. Um, that's why, again, bringing it back to my moon sign, moon theme, right? In the Libra-ness of it all, right? Right? Yeah, right. Maybe it depends. Sometimes there are things you do that you hate, and sometimes there are things that you do that you're proud of. But it doesn't have to make it that you are the thing to hate, right? That you are this like absolute, like horrible thing in the world that just deserves nothing. Yeah, yeah. Again, if it is in the mind, you have the ability to change it. Change starts with willingness, right? And willingness doesn't happen unless you try. Sometimes you just need to try. You just need to try. Yeah, you just need to try. Because you never know what's going to happen if you try. You can't control what that next step might be, that next revelation, right? What gets revealed when you start shifting out of an energy of stuckness, or you start having a different relationship with fear. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Try holding things in a sort of, in a both end, right? Sometimes it's this, sometimes it's that. It could be better, it could be worse. I could try harder, I tried my best. I may not feel loved, but I'm also, willing to work on what gets in the way of feeling like I'm not willing to be loved. It's yeah, it goes just like this. It goes deep. We could go deep, right? But hopefully this gives you something, puts something out there, is just super boosted by the eclipse. Now I get why I was supposed to do this reading right now in this time frame while the eclipse is still, activated, right? In conjunction with the new moon. Right? So yeah. Hopefully this goes where it needs to go. It definitely went where it needed to go with me. And so I'll leave it there. Okay? Have a magical and loving life. Sure, let's not limit ourselves. Have a magical and loving life. Be curious. Where was that again? Right? Shift those energies up. You don't need to have all the answers. I definitely don't have all the answers. But you know, part of being human is our ability to just I don't know, just part of our, ability as human is to, can constantly change. We are constantly changing. We have the capacity for constant change. And if we don't like something, we can change it, right? Like if it's our mindset, if it's our environment, if it's our connections, our friendships, our job, our, you know, people just, oh, there's such an illusion of feeling trapped, feeling stuck. Why bother, right? Because you are worth the bother, okay? You are worth the bother. This message, this channel, whatever, it is saying, for me to tell you, you are worth the bother. Okay? So, oh, thank you. Thank you, lovely all, for coming into this energy. And take good care, because you are worth it. You are valuable. You are needed. This world needs you. Okay? The journey towards figuring out what that is, that's the magic. Okay. Goodbye.